Ich muss auch mal kurz nachdenken. Und er filmt trotzdem weiter.
Für die Bloopers ist das.
Hey, ich bin auch aufgeregt. Hello everyone and welcome to another video from Speed Engineering. But today we are again at Kotte Performance because of a very interesting topic and because of a very interesting engine with huge potential. This engine is, you can find this engine in cars which are not that expensive, but the potential for this engine is to make the cars enormous fast. It's the B58 engine, built in, for example, the M140i, also in the M240i, I think in the Series 3, etc. 4, 5, I say, okay, thanks. And we have or had the chance in the past to develop some parts for Kotte in addition to their kit, because they have their own kit, and they will show this kit today, what is possible with this kit, what kind of power can you get out of this stock engine, and from which point you have maybe to change the internals of this engine to run even more power. So you already know Paul. Paul is from Kotte Performance. Maybe you introduce yourself again for the new guys who are watching this.
Hi, I'm Paul. I work for Kotte Performance, and yeah, I'm the main or one of the main mechanics who works on this engine. So if you do ever come here to get a G35 kit installed, it's probably me who's going to be doing it. Yeah, and I'm gonna help ZOKI run through some of the things.
Yeah, definitely. Because I'm honest, when it's, I mean, you guys are dealing with power all the time. We are just engineers, like we are doing designing, construction wise and all that stuff, helping you with some single parts, but all in all, you have the knowledge when it comes to power, and therefore I have to ask you, this engine is completely stock, right? Piston wise and all that stuff.
This engine here, understand, yes, it's one of our mock-up engines. It's one of the engines we use to mock up the kit for show, for example,
okay,
like this, or because the exhaust manifold, the downpipe, they're all custom welded by hand.
Yeah.
So we have a couple of these engines that we use to, or that are used to build these manifolds. And to mock everything up so that it actually fits when the customer buys a kit or when we install a kit.
Okay, what do you mean by kit? First of all, I think this is what everyone wants to know. What power can you run with this kit? And after that we will talk about what you mean by kit.
The kit, so everything you can see from here on down can run 1,000 horsepower. We have run...
With the stock engine?
No. With
okay,
the kit.
The
just
kit
talking
itself.
about the
Okay.
turbo kit.
Okay.
The turbo kit we have run 1,030 horsepower with on the dyno. So it is rated for 1,000 and a bit more horsepower.
Okay.
And there's a couple of supporting mods that you would need to run 1,000 horsepower, but the kit itself can handle the power.
Okay. If I buy this kit and leave the engine or engine-wise stock as it is, so I don't open up the engine, what kind of power could I run with your kit?
That obviously always depends on the condition of your engine.
Sure. By the way, the guys also have M140i with 220,000 kilometers. I think also with this kit.
Yeah, with this
and
kit,
it's still running.
Yeah,
it's running very well.
And we've run that engine with a lot more power than you should.
Yeah.
For testing, and to date, it still runs.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
new.
So back to the question: if I don't change the internals of the engine, what kind of power can I run here? Roundabout.
On pump gas.
Yeah.
It depends on the supporting mods. Again.
Sure.
So when you have the Dodge fuel pump, for example, the stage 2, and a water meth injection, you can run up to 800 horsepower, something around that area. But that,
durable.
Yeah, durable. But that always depends on what kind of gas you run. For example, us in Germany, we have Aral 102. which has a lot more potential than, for example, if you're from Switzerland, Austria, Italy, where the fuel is not that good. So because a lot of people, they come and they think, I can run this and this power. It always depends on the fuel you run, where you live, and the supporting mods. If you just put the turbo kit on, it's always different to when you have, for example, the high pressure fuel pump, the manifold, because the stock manifolds, they tend to blow up when you run a lot of boost, or not blow up, they just tear open. Because they're made of plastic and they can't handle a large amount of boost for a very long time. But yeah, you can run with this kit on a stock engine and the right supporting mods pretty close to 800 horsepower.
Okay. In the back, I see lots of turbochargers and all that stuff, but we will come to that later.
Yes.
What is very interesting to me is that car, because it looks completely OEM. Like I don't see, okay, I would guess that something is different if I take a look at this. But to be honest,
for testing now, usually we don't.
You don't even have this.
No, we usually hide them at the bottom.
Okay.
So you can't see, but for this car, because this is one of our development cars, so this car has seen, we've changed the engine 3 times, the configuration, because these engines have an issue with blow-by, which for those who don't know means that you get oil that blows out of the crankshaft ventilation, and then the car smokes and it's not nice. So we've run different piston and rod configurations in this car for testing, because we want to be able to offer the customer the best possible solution, so that they can get everything installed, leave, and in theory don't have to come back for anything. There's no
what everyone wants. So the car looks completely stock. We had we are very proud to be part of this OEM stock looking, but we will come to that later, because I think our work is not that important. What is more important is your work, because it looks stock. And what kind of power are we running right now?
Right now,
roundabout
somewhere between 700 and 900 horsepower. It's tough to say because this is a development car, so it's constantly on the dyno, on the road.
Okay, let's say around about 800 horsepower.
Yeah, something like that. The car has a fully built engine. It has our stage 1 gearbox, and we're currently in development of a stage 2 gearbox.
Okay, also you also have to adapt the gearbox.
Yes.
Do you have to adapt it also if you run 800 horsepower on a stock engine?
Yes and no. It always depends on how often.
Okay.
The gearbox can take it, but not forever.
Not forever, yeah, for sure.
And it always depends. If you don't want an upgraded gearbox, we can limit the torque, and then you're safe in that aspect. But the gearbox upgrade is a small upgrade. It doesn't take us that long to take the gearbox out and apart. So if you bring the car in the morning, you can leave with a G35 kit and a built gearbox at the end of the day.
Oh really?
Yes.
You do this complete build in one day?
Pretty much, yes.
Okay. Also with the mapping and the dyno and everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Didn't know that. When I see your stories on Instagram, it always looks like it's work for weeks.
No.
But it's routine for you, right?
Yeah, it's a routine, and okay, it always it depends. If something goes wrong or something's on, because when you get a car, you don't know what's inside.
Sure.
You don't know if someone's,
you don't know the condition.
If someone's been worked on the car before, if it's been somewhere else.
Yeah.
But if everything goes smooth, if you bring the car in the morning, you can take it home in the evening.
Perfect. Okay, so let's go to the things you have changed on this car right now. Maybe you can also show it on the engine.
Yeah.
But this car has the full package, so it's a great example.
Yeah.
So where to start?
Front to back, top to bottom.
All right.
So most people who, this is a 140i B58 engine. Most people who run these cars and have done some modifications to it usually upgrade these charge pipes. These are plastic stock. And,
correct. I have aluminum.
Yeah, you have the nicer version, but it's a common BMW problem. People who have the S55 also know with the plastic charge pipes, they break.
Yeah.
Even if you take them out, put them back in a couple of times, they break.
Yeah.
So this is a nicer solution. Even if you don't want to run power, it just looks nicer, it's more robust.
It's durable.
Yeah, it's durable.
Okay.
And it's powder coated in black.
So it looks also kind of OEM. So
it looks OEM. It's nothing flashy.
Yeah.
Then here we have water meth lines,
Yeah.
which are also here.
Yeah.
I can just
You can take it off.
Take it off.
Ah, I can take it.
Put it back there. And a pressure sensor down here, which is hidden,
Yeah.
which measures the boost and then tells the water meth injection when to inject. Because when you run higher horsepowers, you start to run out of alcohol content in the fuel. And to counter that, we install water meth injection.
Is it necessary for 800 horsepower?
Yes.
Water meth?
Yes.
Is it also necessary for 500?
No.
600?
No.
700?
It starts. It depends. That also always depends on what kind of fuel you're on. The better your fuel is, the later you're going to need a water meth injection.
So the limitation is the fuel always?
Limitation is the fuel, is the alcohol content in the fuel, and also your willingness to run bioethanol mix.
Okay.
Some people don't want to,
Okay.
because of water meth injection you can just turn on in the car whenever you want.
Yeah.
But if you run bioethanol in your fuel, you have to add it separately, and some people don't always want to do that when they're driving about.
Okay. So it's also the OEM intercooler, I guess.
Yeah, it's the OEM intercooler. The engines just come in quite new, so
okay.
it's being run in.
So it will get a Wagner one anyway.
Yeah, it will get a Wagner one, but we're still working on some things with Wagner that we maybe want to change, try different.
Okay.
Because the Wagner has the potential or compatibility to put a 6-port water meth injection or direct injection.
Okay.
Which is some of the things we're trying to figure out how we can build, how it looks nice.
Sorry, if you're interested in any details, because we are running through lots of elements in this car right now, if you're interested in any details, please write it in the comment, and then I will talk to Paul and maybe he can explain it more further. So let us know in the comments, and yeah, let's continue. Sorry.
Yeah, so this is currently running a stock
Intercooler.
Yeah, intercooler or intake manifold.
Yeah.
Because the intercooler in these cars is inside the intake manifold.
Correct.
And it's also for us, to test what are the limitations, because we've been trying to find out at what boost these things start to give. So we've run through a couple of them to see how much you can offer a customer without them having to upgrade to the Wagner solution. And yeah, this usually we hide, but for this car, because we do test different jet sizes on the water meth, we keep some things accessible for us, so we can just take it out, exchange it quite quickly, which makes it easier for us, so we don't have to take a lot of stuff out, and we can do things quickly on the dyno when the car is still warm and running.
So the next part is the turbo?
Yeah, the turbo, which you can't really see.
But you can see it on this engine.
You can see it on this engine.
Okay.
So yeah, this is a Garrett G35 turbo. With, when you buy the kit, you get the custom manifold. There's different variations that you can get the manifold. You can get it wrapped with thermal tape or thermal isolated, which we have in this car and the black car behind me.
Yeah.
You get the downpipe, catless.
Catless, sure.
Yeah, because otherwise there'd be too much back pressure.
There's no option.
There's no option. When you run this kit and you want to run big power, a catalytic converter is sadly not an option.
Okay.
Then you have this custom motor mount, which is only for all-wheel drive cars.
Yeah.
So for rear-wheel drive cars, the stock motor mount stays.
Okay.
But for all-wheel drive cars, because you have the drive shaft for the front-wheel drive system coming through the oil pan, there's no space for the stock mount and this turbo kit, so we've developed this engine mount which fits plug and play. You get these nice steel braided dash lines which run all around the turbo, which make fitment plug and play.
Okay.
So it's easy to install.
Okay. So it's I would say for me it's easy to install it, but I will have to go somewhere else for the mapping. Like for example, now there are lots of guys watching this not coming from Germany. Yeah. So they may be interested in your kit. They can buy it, right? Mm-hmm. But they have to contact you. It means you don't have a shop or something like that. They have to contact you. They can buy it.
Yeah, if you go on our Instagram,
for
there's
example.
a phone number, and then you'll go straight through the Manu, and all the details you can hash out with him.
Okay, so it means that you can buy the kit and you have to find someone doing the mapping and then everything's fine.
Mapping is, we do the mapping.
Okay. Okay, it means that you will get also the mapping and everything.
Yeah, mapping's included in the kit.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the turbo.
Yeah, you have the turbo manifold downpipe.
Correct.
You get these inlet and charge pipes, which come with the kit as well, powder coated in black,
Yeah.
with these nice plastic hoses.
Hoses or composite. Yeah.
There are clamps in the kit as well, but for simplicity purposes, I didn't install them. Yeah, just because it looks nicer without them when it's all
Okay.
mounted up like this. Yeah, and that's pretty much it for the kit itself.
Yeah, and then you have some extras for the intake, because I think you can't run the OEM airbox with
you
this
can't
kit.
run the OEM airbox because of the size of the airbox. It will melt on this manifold.
Yeah,
So
I think it will also collide, right? Because it's
it doesn't fit, so it'll be propped up like this, and it would melt at some point. And you have been nice enough, which is one of the options we give with the kit, is this Speed Engineering.
lower part of the
It's the lower
airbox,
part.
right?
Yeah, the top part stays stock, as you can see here,
Yeah.
because this car is running the Speed Engineering kit, and you just exchange the bottom part with this, which you can, I think, buy in your shop, or
Yeah.
we sell as
Or
well.
from you, yeah, sure.
Yeah, and you just basically you put your air filter mat in here, you put the stock top part, you install it, and it looks
Complete OEM.
complete OEM.
Yeah. But again, this is something we especially did for our German customers, because I don't know how it's in different countries. I think in the US it's quite okay.
It's relaxed.
It's relaxed.
They don't. Yeah. We have a car behind you from the UK,
From the
where,
UK.
for example, the car
Okay.
customer has an own intake, which
Yeah.
would not be legal in Germany, but in the UK they don't have these issues.
And those regulations.
Yeah.
So it's interesting for countries where it's like like in Germany. Yeah, maybe I'm not the best salesman, but I have to tell you that this is just optional. You don't need it. If you want the OEM look, then it's interesting for you, because yeah, as you mentioned, you won't see any difference at all. Yeah, we have scanned the original airbox completely. We redesigned it, and what we did is we took off this section here, so there is space for the manifold, and because you need some more air, right?
Yes.
The air volume should be higher.
It will fit on something like this,
Yeah.
and you can see the space
Correct.
behind, which makes it quite nice. It's easy to install.
Correct. And on the other side, we left a hole because you will need a little bit more air. The air volume could be higher. It depends on what power you're running. And yeah, use the OEM filter and everything looks nice. And additional to that, the intake system. So it's a RAM air kit, which you can run also on your stock car. Yeah, the benefit of this is that you have higher air volume, and it's the temperature is lower. Correct.
Yeah, because stock, it's not that great of a solution.
Yeah, it's behind the
Headlights.
headlights. Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot it last time, and again, it's behind the headlights, and yeah, where the air is quite warm. It's yeah, it's not the best solution, and I think they did it for. I know you explained the reason last time quite well, because of CO2 emissions.
Yeah, CO2,
the noise.
CO2 emission, noise, and you get the rally system of bottleneck. So
Yeah, yeah.
less air means less power.
Correct.
And that's a way to regulate
Yeah, to
that the
restrict
engine
power.
doesn't make too much power.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, last but not least, maybe some words to this car.
Yeah.
Which is quite a good comparison, because this looks complete street legal
Yeah.
and this one doesn't.
Yeah, they're similar, but they're not.
Okay.
This car, for example, is a customer car from the United Kingdom, and the customer has asked us, within reason, to achieve the most amount of power that we can.
Okay.
And yeah, you can see a lot more on this car, because in the United Kingdom they don't have the TÜV regulation which we have here. So a lot of things you don't have to hide as much, and the customer wants this as a show car, so he asked to be able to see some of the mods, so that when he presents the car, that people can see what's going on.
Yeah,
so
sure.
in this car, for example, and one also very important thing is this is a right-hand drive.
Yeah.
Right-hand drive cars or right-hand drive 140s don't come in X-drive. They only come in rear-wheel drive.
Okay.
Both of these cars are rear-wheel drive.
Yeah.
And we developed a kit especially for this car to suit right-hand drive, because you have the steering shaft,
Yeah.
which runs right beneath the turbo. And it fits with the OEM turbo, but when you increase the size to a big G35 turbo, it doesn't fit anymore. So we had to have the entire manifold remade, move the entire turbo forward, elongate the downpipe to make everything fit. And yeah, we've developed a kit especially for this car, so that the customer...
Will this kit also be available for the UK guys and for the guys
Yes.
from Australia, I guess? Also right-wheel drive?
For the moment, limited numbers, as you know, it's all fed by requests.
Yeah, sure.
But yeah, this kit will be available. We have in the UK Tom Ringley, who we work with and communicate, and we help out sometimes.
Okay.
Who's sort of managing or helping us on that side of the pond.
Any other differences?
Well, you
I
have
see the Wagner,
you have the Wagner
the Venturi.
intake manifold. You have an Venturi, which the car had when it came.
Okay.
And the customer wanted to keep this intake system, so we built this kit specifically around the Venturi,
Okay.
and all the other kits. So basically, we built two versions of the kit. We have the version for this car because it has a different exhaust system, different intake system, and then there's a version which we built based on a stock car. So you can run the stock exhaust, stock intake,
Sure.
and all that sort of stuff. Because there's some variations with the Venturi intake system, it bends down a little different. His exhaust system works a little different.
What power are you running in this car?
Around 800 at the moment.
Also right in.
Yeah, with this car, it has a stage 1 gearbox, and we've run 950 on the road once with a stage 1, but from 5th gear the clutch spins, and we're still developing the stage 2.
Goodbye. Hi, goodbye.
Yeah, the car will be back once the stage 2 gearbox is ready, but we're still testing it, still in development. The car has a full built engine.
Also, okay.
Yeah, also Wagner intercooler, charge and boost pipe all aluminum. It has the thermal wrapped manifold, which you can see nicely here, which starts out silver and then turns gold once the car's seen some heat. And the customer requested, I don't know if you can see it down there, that his turbo be red.
Oh, really?
Yeah. There.
Because the rest is blue.
Yeah, the rest is blue, but he asked for a red turbo.
Makes sense, okay.
No,
it looks good.
So yeah, we custom painted that for him. Because
Now I understand.
Yeah, and he has some red accents around
Red
the car
accents,
as well.
red and blue, and now. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what you're doing also. Okay, nice.
Yeah, if for some customers if they request it, and this guy is a pretty big build. So.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, and that's. And it has a Dorsch Stage 2 high pressure fuel pump.
Yeah.
Which is a very essential mod if you want to run power.
Cool.
And one of the reasons that we're a little limited on power is also fuel. Because in the UK they run, I think, 98 is the best they get over there. And that doesn't compare to our 102.
Okay.
And yeah, that's an issue we have with a lot of cars is the fuel.
From Germany.
Yeah, if you're not from Germany, and,
Yeah, sure.
and then because the power figures we usually put out are based on R102,
Yeah, sure.
and it varies quite a lot, which a lot of people don't really know is that fuel makes a huge difference.
Definitely. This is what even I know.
Yeah.
And I'm not the power guy.
Just
the
fuel.
engineer.
It doesn't just help with power. You know, if you run good fuel, keeps the engine clean.
Sure.
Everything works nicer. Your filters in the fuel system don't clog up. It's just, I know it's a bit more expensive, but at the end of the day, what would you rather have? To pay for maintenance or to pay a little more fuel?
Fuel for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's it so far for the car, right?
Yeah.
And I think also that we will get, we will run through all the comments, and I think there will be lots of questions or maybe requests to explain something in detail.
Yeah, I think it's very quick, everything, and
Yeah.
because I do it every day. For me, it's
It was a lot for one video, so if there are any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments, and then maybe we will do a second or third video or something like that, or we will answer them in the comments together, because I probably can't do it by myself. And yeah, I would say thanks a lot for watching, and thanks a lot for the good explanation.
No worries.
And see you next time. Bye.